Hey everybody, happy 4th of July to you. Yep, it's garlic day, and I'm not going to dig through all of that. I am tired. It is really hot out here, but yeah, y'all wanted to see it. Y'all wanted to know what was going on. This is garlic, everybody. This is what it looks like. These are the size I grow. Just figured you might want to see some of this. I'll try and get some of it on YouTube. We'll talk to you. Have a great day. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Happy Independence Day. Alrighty, we'll try this again. Hey everybody, it's Monday right after the 4th. There it is, fresh garlic at Wilson Feed Mill. I've just delivered. There's the catch. Come down and see your Uncle Skippy. Those of you in Cuyahoga County, Summit County, come down and see your Uncle Skippy. Ask him about the Green Wizard. And along with the purchase, you can pick up some garlic for free. Why spend a couple of bucks with everything else going on in this country? You know, somebody needs to step up and start making some differences and changes. I've been talking to Uncle Skippy here for a while, and hey, come get my garlic. I grow it every year just to test the beds and work on the soils. It's all yours. So come on down, see Uncle Skippy. Ask about the Green Wizard. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you. Oh, hey everybody. All right, everybody keeps after me. Show me what you mean. Show me what you mean, because apparently words just don't explain anything anymore. And a picture is worth 1,000 words or something like that, I think. Okay. Bare soil underneath, but because I took out all the garlic, and yes, I am watering the hay to start dampening things down, because as I went through this, there was about, I don't know, a foot before I hit moisture. Because I had to go in and check. You know, it's a test bed. But here you see what I'm talking about. No exposed soils. Cover it up and dampen it down, and it'll retain its own moisture. Alrighty, I hope that helps. Go ahead and, hit me up with all the comments. Alrighty, everybody, have a great day. 84 degrees in Cleveland, Ohio. It's wonderful. Bring on that Indian tan. We'll talk to you, friends. Have a great day.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I know it's been a while. One or two of you happened to catch my little 30-second blast of the garlic. Well, I should have brought some in. I had something else on my mind that I want to talk about this morning because it's early July. Uh, and after wiping out my beds, I know that's going to sound wrong. Again, I experimented again this year with multiple plantings all in the same bed. But the garlic has done so well that everything else just died out. It just couldn't compete with the amount of garlic. Um, they say 6 inches when planting garlic. I'm sorry, they're utterly wrong. Um, when I harvested this year, and I'll apologize. I should have come out there with a camera or something, but it was so hot out there working in the two beds that there was just no way I could have done both. It was just too much. We reached 90 yesterday, and out on the Harley, it was just you couldn't breathe. You couldn't breathe no matter where you went. It was terrible. But that's Cleveland. I mean, there's just they had drained the canal, but whatever. So what do? You've wiped out your garden. You've pulled all the garlic out. Now you've got all this raw, bare soil again. Um, so what do? Because you've just taken away all the flowers. You've just taken away all your plants. Now everything's wide open and bare. Open the soil up. Okay. Look for your worm signs, which in every little clump just looks like a bunch of cheese. Okay. That's worm sign. That's what you're looking for. Um, get the additions in. Get your minerals in. As you're going through doing all of that, you're prepping your bed for next year's harvest. And as I was going, I was thinking to myself, wait a minute, a lot of these guys, um, especially now, um, you're all everybody's so distracted with everything else going on around the world. Um, Nobody's paying attention to the food. This circumstance. Yes, I'm sugarcoating it. Bear with me. I'm in so much trouble on my other channel for sharing information um, that got zero support for as much work as I did getting that stuff together, and taking the risk. What was supposed to be a supported channel, they won't support. So I can't monetize. They I was bad. You know how it is. Um, so I received zero support for all of that. So I'm trying to sugarcoat this, but every commercial nowadays, you hear them end up the medical commercial with CDC authorized, CDC approved, CD. This is mental conditioning, people. Back off. Uh, don't fall for it. Okay? Keep your wits about you. The food is bad. What's coming is worse. If you're not growing your own, you're in trouble this winter. Um, if you're not canning and putting away, you're in trouble this winter. Uh, all the signs are there. Different authorities, we'll call them, are already hinting at more coming, and it's going to be extremely, extremely bad. Um, so if you're looking at an empty garden, you've just harvested. Uh, you prep the soil, sweeten the soil, and if you're not understanding what I'm referring to, you need a copy of the Green Wizard's Guide. I can't sing enough at the difference from neighbor to neighbor. And I'm looking at these other gardens. Um, I've been asked to go out and look at a couple of different yards. Um, and yeah, I know I should be charging for this, but uh, guys, the clay situation and people's misunderstanding of what's going on. Um, I, I stand there in confusion. I just you need to read this book. The the few of you that have the book, and I do mean few of you, um, know what I'm talking about. You've read it. And you understand where I'm leaning. Um, when roots from trees start to appear in your soil, that doesn't mean order a truckload of soil. Okay, there's a different situation going on. I've covered it before. I'm not going to go into it because I came on to give you July planting, what to plant in July. A lot of your salads are awesome this time of year. A lot of your basil, one of the huge ones, cilantro, one of the huge ones. Um, if you get them planted now, uh, you might get to harvest before winter, before the first freeze. Um, and you're going to want these things around as we're harvesting tomatoes, for example, basil. Okay, when you've put away and canned enough tomatoes that you're now ready to start just churning out pasta, and start cranking out the spaghetti sauce. Okay, you're going to want some cilantro. Plant it, get it in the ground. Perfect time of year for it. I don't care how warm it is. Doesn't matter. It's going to come up. It loves the heat. Believe me. And there's Papado cilantro. It's a Mexican variety. Loves the heat. You know, some varieties, and there's so many varieties of cilantro. You have to just run with them. But this one, um, up here where we are, it thrives in this amount of heat. When we're pushing 80s and 90s on a regular basis. And I know the first thing a lot of you guys are going to say is, but what about the watering? Your soil is storing the water. I went in and some of my garlic, again, I'm doing a lot of testing. Some of my garlic was deeper than other. I, again, minor pitchfork, cracked the soil and stuff popped right out. And the soil underneath is damp, not a half inch down. It's damp and it's releasing the garlics without a problem. Some of the others that decided they were going to run deeper, or I had feathered it out differently, which is the corm section. And if you don't know garlic, you'll need to look what I'm talking up. And I do believe I had a few videos on garlic already, and I covered it. But the corms went deeper, and this is why I say you don't have to worry about your garlic and how close you plant them together, because in the wild, they just grow abundantly and they're never harvested and they continue coming year after year, twice a year in some cases, depending on circumstances. These corms went bonkers and I had beautiful rounds right on top of each other, next to each other. They were growing without major stems and just phenomenal. Garlic is just, when you run all 3 years and then you start producing your elephants, it's just, oh my God. Um, so if you can only get your hands on corms and you're just going to let it run wild to take care of the yard, go for it. Beans, you know, we're talking 45 to 60 days to maturity. Now's the time. Get it in there. And remember, marigolds and we have to worry about the bees. We have to keep these things. Zinnias, for example, huge one, keeps the soil covered, but it's going to provide all the flowers and for the pollinators. Sunflowers, again, my sunflowers this year suffered badly because of the amount of garlic, but they're coming on. I've got 6 out of 3 huge heads of seeds. I've got 6 plants that came up and are holding their own, and I'm stunned. I can't believe I got any at this point with as many seeds as I put in the ground. Um, Mini watermelons, believe it or not, you can plant uh, the golden midgets. And okay, we've talked a lot about potting plants and what have you, small sections of your garden. Well, these mini golden midgets are perfect this time of year. Get them started, and they love pots. So have fun with it, but reserve a section of your garden for these things. Um, Shard, Swiss chard, and what have you. Again, watch the temperature variables for the shards. Get them in the ground. You want no bare soil. Now, in the book, I tell you how to cover your soils in a protective way that you don't have to be growing anything and you can just continually plant one plant with, you know, again, the Green Wizard's Guide suggestions. You don't crop rotate. Okay. What you're leaving behind in the microscopic world is going to support next year's plants in ways you cannot imagine. Uh, wow, what else can we go into? Cauliflower. Okay, I know. Cauliflower is a cool season. Started in the house. You started your seeds for spring, right? Start these in the house. Get them up to a certain point as you succession grow them and keep putting them in bigger and bigger pots so that when we come out of this and go into fall, you can get these things in the ground because you don't want the invasive species coming after them. Again, the hardier your soil, the more mineral rich your soil, the less amount of clay in your soil, you're not going to have these situations. But some people, and they got to lean towards neem oils, because they're, read the book, please read the book. It'll blow your mind how simple this stuff is. Um, but keep these things in mind. Uh, Succession planting. Look, when you plant radishes, they're every 30 to 40 days, 50 days. Plant them. This week I'm planting some. Next week I'm planting some. Next week, all summer long. Go, go, go. Get the radishes in the ground because they're very quick to mature. Again, not worrying about the watering. As you keep your soils covered, everything will be fine. Trust me. I've got to lean, more into Howie here because as your soils are mineral rich underneath and active and teeming with life underneath, so you've got to prep your beds. I'm not saying don't no-till. There's when you have enough organic material in your soils, you've got years, okay, years worth of growing that your plants are going to thrive off of what you've buried. Again, that's another reason I lean towards, putting your compost in your garden, actual bin, dig a hole, throw your waste in there, cover it back up, move to another section, bury your waste throughout your garden, year after year, area after area, just continually. If you're on a hillside, plant it at the high side. Let some of that bleed through or tea into the rest of the garden, and you're going to see some thriving conditions going on. Now, a few of you are going to be asking, where'd the garlic go? Well, that friend of mine that I listed in the book, that Wilson's Feed Mill, um, I took it all there, and they're giving it away for free. And I know that a lot of the flea markets are selling each clove for $1, in some cases higher. We got enough trouble. The food is bad enough. We luckily, globally, luckily, are not in the health condition they thought we were in. Our immune systems have been able to battle some of this off, but the new foods that are coming are going to wreak havoc. Absolute havoc. You've got to be growing your own. I'm sorry. It is just a fact of life that as your food is more and more mineral rich, more and more flavorful, your immune system becomes stronger and stronger and able to battle off everything. Everything. Uh, Again, I know modifications. I understand. But so, you know, basils, beans, cilantro, shards, watermelons, um, yeah, sugar baby bush. Let's go there in the watermelons. I know you're going to sit back and go, what the what? Rareseeds.com. I'm not endorsing them. I'm not sponsored by them. Again, I can't get sponsorship and I can't sell books. It's just a fact of life. I deal with cucumbers. Okay, this is a succession plant. Again, every week or every other week or what Homestead Tessie preaches this. Don't harvest everything at once. Give yourself a break. Okay, that's succession planting. Plant some this week, maybe next week or the week after, plant some so that these things are coming to maturity at different times throughout your garden. And you can harvest at different times for different flavors, different tastes, different ways of storage. Um, it's what else am I missing? Anything? Sunflowers, always. The last one I'll leave you with, and you want to leave this on your northern side. Always remember to leave this on the northern side. Pack them close together for cross-pollination purposes. Is sweet corn. Yes, you can get sweet corn to grow fast enough this time of year so that you can harvest it before the frost. Okay, so that's 6, 10 maybe plants that I am suggesting and recommending you get in the soils this week. Get them started. Get on it, everybody. Keep your soils covered. Covered soils are 10 to 15 degrees cooler. So don't leave exposed soils. Okay? Good luck to all of you. Support me if you can. Get this out. There's a lot going on. The more this is shared, the more people start to understand that today's food isn't as good as the food you can grow in your garden. I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. And if you're afraid of gardening or you've never experienced it before, get my book. Learn from my mistakes. Get a better understanding. It's not as complicated as some people may make it out to be. You know, and are some of you gardening right? I don't know. We'd have to do a taste comparison. We'd have to put yours against mine and see if mine's more flavorful. That's the only way I can say it's right or wrong. It's not the bricks level. It's not the NPK BS that's killing us. It's wiping out our yards and wiping out our soil conditions and giving us so much clay. It's not it at all. Howie will tell you the same difference. You know, talk to the gardeners. They're going to tell you. My system, my suggestions, you're going to laugh. You're going to have a good time laughing at my mistakes. And that's kind of what we need right now. We need a bunch of laughs. We need a bunch of help. Instead of everybody standing there going, what's in it for me? What's mine for free? We need a whole lot more good Samaritans. And that's where my garlic went. I'm trying to help him out and trying to get rid of some garlic. It's like, oh my God, did I get a lot this year? And they're huge. They're gigantic. And no, I've proven it again. There is no distance from clove to clove. It doesn't matter. The plants will do what they need to do when the soils are right. You're not fighting it. You don't have to take a hatchet or a rototiller or any other major piece of equipment to get garlic out of the ground when it's done right. You don't have to do that with anything that's in the ground when it's done right. And doing it right is feeding Mother Nature and feeding the food web. Hey, I appreciate you, one or two people that might see it till the end. I really do. Thank you so much for coming. We'll see if I'm around later. It is what it is. It's just, there's so much going on. It's so beautiful outside, and there's so many things I can do in my yard and my garden that I just, to stop and sit down and see everybody is a little bit hard right now because I just don't want to be indoors in the air conditioning. I'd rather be outside. So I hope you're all doing well. Leave a comment below. Let me know things are going on. We'll talk at you. Prayers to all of you. We'll see you. Have a great day.